Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Sharma. Union Minister Krishan Gurjar and BJP Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament Dinesh Sharma have unofficially renamed Tughlaq Lane in the national capital to Swami Vivekananda Marg. They have changed the signboards outside their homes to reflect this change. This move aligns with BJP's broader campaign to re-Christian areas associated with historical figures from the Mughal and the colonial eras. It comes as several BJP MLAs have put forward proposals to rename various parts of the city, such as converting Najafgarh Assembly constituencies to Nahargarh, and several of these places were transformation from Mustafabad into Shivpuri. And now Tughlaq Lane, which is situated in the heart of New Delhi, is named after Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He was the longest reigning ruler of Tughlaq dynasty, which ruled the Delhi Sultanate in the 14th century. What's interesting is that renaming a road or an area in Delhi involves a formal procedure. A proposal must be submitted to the New Delhi Municipal Council by a government body, an NGO or local residents. Once received, it is reviewed by a 13-member committee responsible for naming and renaming initiatives. If approved, the decision is communicated to the Postmaster General of the NDMC. The procedure ensures that the local sentiments are considered and the changes do not create confusion. Now, the unilateral move has elicited mixed reactions from the public and the politicians. BJP supporters see it as a way to honor India's cultural heritage, while critics from the opposition are arguing that it is an attempt to rewrite history and marginalize certain historical periods. I'm going to start my conversation. Joining me on the telecast is Dr. Vijay Khera, who's a BJP leader. Dr. Vijay Khera, let's try to understand from you the logic behind the BJP leaders. In fact, I'm being told that Vijay Khera is going to join me in just a short moment. I have with me Ashwini Mishra. He's a political analyst. Ashwini Mishra, how do you view the situation where one fine day you get up and walk on Tughlaq Lane and suddenly that particular road's name has been changed to Swami Vivekananda Marg? Now, what the BJP leaders are hell-bent on making us convince is that it was just a name that had been put on the nameplate, and the original name of the road, which is Tughlaq Lane, is already mentioned in brackets. But do you think this was something that was done in good conscience by the BJP leaders, by this BJP minister and this member of parliament?
Am I audible?
You are.
Hello? Okay. So, what I feel is when BJP came in power in 2014, we expected them to do the politics of change. But I think for BJP, change means changing the name and not changing the way country should run, country should proceed. I mean, if you really want to change the name or want to honor the Vivekananda, why don't you create something worth of his name and then name it Swami Vivekananda Marg or Swami Vivekananda Monuments? And Swami Vivekananda himself said he was a pure secular person. He was against all this religion politics what BJP is doing. So problem with the BJP is, as BJP did not fought, or BJP ideology did not fought the freedom fight of India, so they are just trying to find out certain heroes to build a narrative in the country that they are the protector of the nation, they are the nationalist party. But whereas, how do I see it, that BJP has done a lot of damage by doing this Hindu-Muslim politics, and this is one more attempt to that. Earlier, Hindu used to be known as very liberal religion. Now BJP has also made them very cutter religion. Our ideology used to be Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Now if you look at the Hinduism, there are a lot of radical Hindus as well. There are those kind of damage BJP has done to Hindus as well as the country is irreversible. This kind of cheap politics, changing the name, is not going to work. People have realized it. And if you really want to give something to Swami Vivekananda, give them this honor by not doing religion-based politics. Let the country be the socialist country. Let the country be the secular country. Let the people live in harmony where both religion or all the religions are respected in equal value. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to quickly bring in with me my second guest, Ravi Bhatt. Ravi Bhatt, how do you view the situation? Particularly, there are two aspects of it. One is the desire for certain BJP leaders to change the names of a number of roads and lanes in Delhi. Some of them have already been changed. We've spoken about Lok Kalyan Marg. Racecourse Road was changed to Lok Kalyan Marg. We also saw the Aurangzeb Road was then renamed later on as APJ Abdul Kalam Marg. That's, you have the desire to do so, you want to change it, then you go about following the right procedures. But how do you just completely one fine day wake up and decide that this is what I want to do, I want to change the name of the road that I am living on and I have all right to do this. I do not need to follow any rules and regulations and procedures and processes, and nobody can stop me from doing that. This is the kind of sentiment that espouses from the deed that has been done, that the person has changed the nameplate. He has put the name of the road as Swami Vivekananda Marg, and in the bracket has put the original name of the road, which is Tughlaq Road, Tughlaq Lane. How is this justifiable?
Well, Meghna, I'll just see there are two parts of your question. The first is the procedure of renaming, whether it is being properly followed or not. And the second is the history of changing names and logic behind it. See, being a historian, I'll take the second part. Procedure, you can discuss with others also, whether the proper procedure should be followed or not. I think the proper procedure should be followed in any case. Everyone will agree with me. But now I'll talk about the history of changing name and why the name matters a lot. I see it is something, it is not new in India. This history has been always not only in India, but all over the world, the different, ruling parties, rulers have been using the tool of changing names. Even in the USA, in the Washington DC, the name of the 16th street was changed by the USA, and it was named after a Nobel laureate of Soviet origin. That was in 1940. It was changed. The same was done in Spain also. The name of one plaza was changed by the name of the Margaret Thatcher, and that I'm talking Spain in Madrid, and it was resented about. The same has been done in India also. When the Mughals were there or the Muslim rulers were there, they have also changed the names of different places which were suiting them. And Allahabad is one example, and there are 101 examples are there. So this is not something new which this present regime is doing. We are not shocked, or everyone is done. Now the ethical question is whether it should have been done or not. See, that's what is the name? Name is one thing which always, in India, the naming of places has not been a tradition. It is being invariably, it has been done by default. But it is the naming of the places, the culture comes from the West. So in India, most of the names were by default. But by renaming them, by present regime or anything, there should be, if there are two reasons. If they follow that, it's good for whether it's good for the society or not. Whether the name inspires people of that area or it demoralizes them. If it demoralizes them, then it should be changed. If it inspires, it should be very good. I'll not go to the merit.
Okay, I'm going to come back to you, sir. So that's the logic of renaming or rechristening a place, a road, a region, depending on how the community over there who's residing over there feels about it. I'm going to I'll come back to you, sir. I have with me Dr. Vijay Khera as well. Dr. Vijay Khera is a BJP leader, and Dr. Vijay Khera, how are you going to be able to justify this act that has been committed by two of your party leaders? There has been, I'm not going to come to the larger question and a deeper discussion on whether it is right to change the name of this road, of Tughlaq Lane, as Swami Vivekananda Lane or not. My only question to you is, there is a certain procedure, there are processes that are involved in making such kind of proposals, scrutinizing of those proposals, and then finally processing the request as may deem right. How have these ministers and members of parliament decided to circumvent all these procedures and gone about renaming the street that they live on as Swami Vivekananda Marg, and they've put this on their nameplate?
This renaming of roads, hospital, or any other public places is not new. It is being done right from the day of independence of Bharat. Just to remind a bit, I'm just telling you, Ford Square, Clive Square, Dalhousie Square, Wellesley Road.
My question is not that. I am not even contending on that. I am saying, why wasn't due procedure followed before a politician, a minister, a member of parliament decided to change the nameplates of their house and put a name which has not been okayed, which has not been approved by the NDMC?
Your questioning has been so long, even my answer cannot be that long. Just listen to me. I'm just telling you, these are the things which are being changed right from the day of independence. So that is one part of it. And there have always been demands from public and public representatives. It is nothing new. Now I may remind you, when Ramarao Loya wanted that the Hindi has to be a Rashtra, it has to be used all over, and the boards should be written on Hindi. He pasted coal tar and his workers all over the country of all English posters, English boards, whatever they got it, they were all posted by the coal tar. That was the one way of making demands. So far as this case is concerned, one member of parliament or another one, somebody else, they have been allotted a house or bungalow on certain road. In Google, they have mentioned this road as Vivekananda Marg also. And they did not paste, they did not wrap the previous one, Tughlaq Road. That is still mentioned over there. They have simply written another name. This could be a part of demand as well. There's nothing wrong. And this is already on the Google, so they have used that mark. So far as the system is concerned, of course, that procedure has to be followed. But this is very simple and humble way of demanding. We always make so many demands and go far, so many things, this, then that. People crush the station to change the name, they destruct the buses and all that. It's nothing like that. They have simply written on their own house, not on the road, and they have not rubbed it also. What a good way of demanding, what a good way of making requests in the interest of nation.
So would you recommend tomorrow, if I wanted to change the name of the colony that I live in, to just put it on my address and my nameplate and say, I am Megha Sharma and I today want to live on the street which should be called as Megha Sharma Street or Megha Sharma Marg, and I put this on my address?
I have already answered you that there are a way of demands, and this is just very little thing. Things have been happening for last so many years. Then I told you, when the people even crash the railway line and they crash the stations for the demands, it's nothing like that. It's a very simple way that they have just used their own house and written some other name.
Okay. I'm going to bring in Gyanendra Mishra also into the conversation. Gyanendra Mishra, let's hear it from you about one. Again, I'm going to divide this discussion. There are 2 points of it. One is about following the legal procedures which have not been followed clearly over here, and the other one is the deeper question of decolonizing ourselves, our country, our regions, our roads, our streets, our homes. How do we take the larger question over here? We have seen in the past few months and years that things have changed. Prayagraj was named after the previous name was removed. We also saw that Aurangzeb Road was changed. We also saw that Racecourse Road was changed, Rajpath was changed to Kartavya Path. Do you see that there is merit to the argument being put up by these leaders who want the name of Tughlaq Lane and Akbar Lane in Delhi to be changed, to be renamed?
You want me to answer?
Yeah, this is for Gyanendra Mishra.
So Megha, personally, if you want my opinion, so I don't believe in this name changing at all, because I believe that no fruitful purposes is served out of it. It is looking into the past without any corresponding benefits to the present time where we live, where there are problems and issues that need to be addressed with the right earnest, and our energy resources should be invested in facing the current problem rather than the digging up the past and keep changing the name for no obvious reasons. You know, it is correct that there is a continuous history of changing the name, but once you look at it, there are two aspects of it. There could be some historical, cultural, religious reasons in some specific cases where you do want to change the name because it stands with your religious, cultural identity or the psyche of the people. Like for the example, if you change the name of Allahabad into Prayagraj, I think people will not question that, because Prayagraj being, you know, such an important tirtha for Hindu, and there is no significance behind naming it the Allahabad. So you change it. There could be this, that's why I said, situation where you want to change it for good reasons, for positive reasons, or for the reasons which address the psyche of the people. But this politics of name changing, this is what I really don't like, challenge, and look at as a regressive step. And what you gain out of the name change when you do it without any reason. And I'm not telling it is a BJP or Congress. You know, the Congress also changed the name of Connaught Place and Connaught Circus as Rajiv Chowk and Indira Chowk. But tell me, how do you have heard any common people still calling the place as Connaught Place? Nobody says I'm going to Rajiv Chowk or I'm going to Indira Chowk. So these changes are basically done only for the political expediencies and semantics and optics, and does not have in popular support, as one of my esteemed panelists was taking, that it is an representation of people will. It is not. If that would have been the case, then everybody should have started taking the name. Like you change the race course to the Lok Kalyan Marg. How many people do refer the race course as a Lok Kalyan Marg as on today? Only in the government paper. These changes are done for the pure politics and semantics. And what we are seeing today is a trend to identify the roads and place in the name of Muslims and then deliberately raise a voice to change that, which is not good for the country, because it is a secular country. It belongs to everybody, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. And when you intend to change the name because it has been named in the Muslim personality or Muslim king or Badshah, that is the bad politics, and that is the divisive politics, and that should not be done. Because what's the point of changing the Tughlaq Lane or Tughlaq Road? There is so many roads, institutions, places, hospitals, which has been named under the name of Swami Vivekananda, such a tall figure of Indian history, culture. But what
but
you
the
gain
fact,
out of
okay, let's also delve into this. You know, Aurangzeb Road that was re-christened to APJ Abdul Kalam Road. Now there was thought that was put into this entire decision being made by the authorities, by the council, that this name needs to be changed, because Aurangzeb stood for everything that was tyrannical and brought about disgrace to the country. He meted out atrocities to Indians, and it would obviously not be in good light to have a road in our country, in New Delhi, that should be named after Aurangzeb. Similarly, if we take a look back at history of Tughlaq, and the history also reveals to us that there need to be changes brought in at this time, because we want to let go of the kind of traps that we have gotten ourselves in wake of the atrocities that have been meted by a number of Mughal kings, by a number of kings from the Sultanate era. I'm going to put this question to you. With me is again Ashwini Mishra. Don't you think this logic, by this logic, it is right to make these changes, and these changes should have been done a long time ago?
Ashoka wrote as well. Ashoka was also the king who killed his brothers to become the king. See, if you go to history to that extent, you will find every ruler who ruled the country or who ruled the Sultanate would have done something wrong, something right. What Mr. Gyan Mishra rightly said, if we go and dig in history and start doing this kind of name changing, I think it's just going to create the divide. What I feel more important, what BJP is trying to do here is divert the attention of people from the issues, core issues, which are development, which are poverty, which are inflation, which are jobs, rather than talking about their achievements, rather than talking about the things they have done, rather than doing the politics of Aam Aadmi, rather than doing politics of development. They are just diverting the attention of people by again putting into a Hindu-Muslim subject. If you really want to change, I can demand changing the name of Narendra Modi Stadium, Mahatma Gandhi Stadium. Let's do that. Mahatma Gandhi was much taller leader than Narendra Modi, and let's change the Narendra Modi Stadium to Mahatma Gandhi Stadium. Why did we change Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, that whole Motera was there? We changed Narendra Modi Stadium. So anyone can demand, and you rightly demanded that you can change your colony name or street name to Mega Sharma. So people can demand any stupid thing. It's the responsibility of our leaders to ensure that the harmony is there, the communal tension should not arise, and BJP has never been the gatekeepers of that. They have never taken care of that. Rather, they have always promoted this Hindu-Muslim politics, and that is what they are doing right now also.
Okay. Okay, I'm coming back to you, Dr. Khera. How do you have to react to this? You know, BJP has come to power in Delhi, and this is the kind of politics that you want to be known by.
This is nothing to do with the politics. It's nothing to do with the secularism. As the earlier spokesperson were saying, right now the Congress spokesperson said that Ashoka might have done something bad also, so we should not remove his roads from his name also. This is what the Congress spokesperson right now said. That means that the Nehru has done something wrong.
There is no Congress spokesperson over here. There is no Congress spokesperson over here.
A minute, please, madam. If Nehru has made a mistake in China's aggression, should we remove his name? If Indira Gandhi put the emergency, should we remove her name? This is what the Congress spokesperson said right now about Ashoka. See, if we change their name, then they have got a problem. I do have a problem if we change the name of Nehru. I do feel bad. But then this person, he said that to change the name of Ashoka. I'm really surprised what he was wanted to say. And the second thing, about secular, they were talking, what's this to do with the secularism? When the English people, the British were our rulers, they put the name of every general, every governor general, and so many officers used to write from lower rank to the uppermost ranks. They have changed it. We don't have any complaint. The Congress doesn't have any complaint. When the Mughals, they ruled, they put the names in their own names on their rulers or their Senapati or somebody else, invaders, those who have ruined the country. And when they put the name, we can't change even. But this nonsense what people are thinking and saying. And they put the name, they accepted it, they're happy. Oh yes, we are slaves of them and we must keep their name. And when they can, you have no problem. When you are changing, you have a problem.
Okay, all right. Coming back to you, Sir Ravi Bhatt. So how long do we keep continuing with this process of changing name and re-christening roads and areas and regions and cities and districts? And is this going to be a recurring phenomenon? Because every single time there is a government change, there will be new proposals that are going to be made by their leaders, and then things will have to be changed according to their whims and fancies.
Well, that's a very political question you have asked me. See, I mean, that's a futuristic question you have asked me. You know, I said if, you know, for doing anything in life, but there should be some touchstone, some parameters. So basically is, if something you have to, the touchstone is, you decide on the basis of whether it is the step taken for changing the name of a particular place is good for the society or bad for the society. It varies from case to case. What name you are changing to the new, what is the new name and what is the old name. So it is, you can't make a blanket decision. You can't make a sweeping statement, no, name should not be changed or the name should be changed. It varies from case to case, and you have to decide on that.
Okay. Gyanendra Mishra, before I wrap this up, so what should be the ideal way of looking at things? You spoke about how for the common man, for the citizenry, it does not matter by what name you call a particular street or road, but there has to be a deeper meaning to it, because I mean there are decisions. The fact that Rajpath was renamed to Kartavya Path, and I think that was a very important decision that was taken by the government, by the NDMC to make that change, because it is not just, this is just not a mere name change. It reflects how from the time of the British era, when the British era empire used to rule the country, and that particular road was called Rajpath, which was significant of the path of the empire, is what it literally means, to Kartavya Path, to where this is the road to be road of responsibilities. So that's exactly what the meaning of Kartavya Path is over here, and therefore it is important, therefore it is thought provoking as well, and therefore we cannot just rubbish it aside and say it does not matter, one politician will come, the other one will again do something else, and the citizenry, it does not matter to the citizenry. When the fact of the matter is that it is important, it is relevant, and therefore these demands, these proposals, and then these proposals are then processed, and name changes are also then reflected.
No, correct. Yeah, so I said it, that there could be the good reason for certain places or the name to be changed, because there is a logic, there is a rational, and there is a kind of a national consensus in doing that. So if the Rajpath was changed into the Kartavya Path, no one objected to that, because there is a rationale behind it, that now it is a democratic country, and the Rajpath basically denotes in colonial era of kings and queens, which is no longer there. India is now a democratic republic country, and therefore the central vista of the country should reflect that democratic the credentials of the country. So in my way, if you look at from the political and ideological angle, there will always be debate that whether the particular change is good or not. If you really want to change the name of certain places, there has to be a consensus around a policy, around a structured policy, that when and how the name will be changed, and everybody should be taken into confidence. It is the ruling party, it is the opposition party, it is the civil society, intellectuals, everybody should be involved, and there should be a policy behind the name change, rather than the name change being done by the political expediencies and political gain. This is where the problem is.
Okay, all right. On that note, I'm out of time, but I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. I'll take a short break. Thanks for watching NewsX.